What is up, everybody? It is the Reality Aftershow, the Snake episode 1. Wow, is that a show, man? It is your hosts, Foate the Goat, Kristin and Lindsey. What's going on? Man, was that a show, Kristin? Holy crap.
It's going to be an interesting one because we haven't really seen one that's kind of like this recently. So I'm excited to talk about it.
So I didn't really know what to expect. I'm not going to lie. I wanted to watch a villainous type show where everyone wants to do something devious, and here's the snake. I mean, Lindsey, do you have something to tell us? I mean,
I do. Okay. Thank you so much for having me on, including me, but I do have something to tell us.
What's up?
One of the contestants is my mom, so you can check her out. As she said earlier in the episode, the oldest person on the show.
Right off the bat.
Yeah, your mom literally, she starts it off, Mena. She's the one who starts the entire show off, basically, isn't it?
If you grew up with her, that's her.
So let's talk about the show, right? We have the snake, and we see a bunch of people in like shipping containers. I'm like, this is a very interesting entrance. Everyone's trying to break out of this. And boom, we start seeing the contestants, right? Let me pull up some of these names because, oh my God, we've seen a pastor. So Jacob's the pastor. We got Mena's a bounty hunter. How did Mena get into that profession? Can we know, or?
I can tell you guys later. Go through the contestants, but for sure I can fill you in on that one.
So we got, this is my favorite one. I don't know if I've ever seen this or occupation yet. Alyssa, the OnlyFans content creator.
OnlyFans.
She is going to crack me up on this season, man.
I love that it follows like the pastor, the bounty hunter, OnlyFans.
I mean, like, come on. Like, reality TV gold.
Right.
Like,
we have a lot of, like, the cast is pretty spread out with occupations. I mean, Brian, the ex-con, the literal, jeweler thief. We got Amanda, the lawyer, Derek, the detective, Devontae, the poker player, Jack, the nonprofit director, McLean, the cheerleader. I mean, we're going from like cheerleader to poker. Like, what do we think about the cast, like, as a whole before I get through the rest of this list? Like, is there anyone that stands out to you immediately?
For me,
Kristin first.
Yeah, for me, instantly it was Jack. He just seemed like a very like boy next door type of character. Instantly kind of drawn to him. I'm like, I'm gonna like him. Frank right off the bat's giving like good energy. Cody, sweet baby Cody, he's like this little perfect golden retriever, which we're gonna hear later on in the episode. But those are the three that kind of stuck out to me right off the bat, minus Fatal Attraction, which we'll get to later.
Oh my God, don't start me with him.
I like the Fatal Attraction. 1000% agree with your choices. Oh my gosh, ex-pastor, ex-con. I'm like, okay, I need to know all these stories. Write me out. And I can't even like text my mom like, hey, can you tell me stories? So obviously you cannot. So right. I guess by third, my favorite.
You're literally like, please tell me who these people are. I am like so invested now. I personally like Brett, the boxer. Okay, this dude is gonna be interesting.
Like, he's. I thought he was gonna hook up with the police officer, and then no.
I mean, it might have ended up saving his life. We don't know.
We don't know.
So we got a few other contestants that I haven't mentioned yet. So we got Jordan, the HR director, Cody, the bull rider, have the good old country boy for sure. Haley, the police officer, Catherine, the tech manager, and then Frank. Yes, Catherine is something else. What is that? She had like a strategy on her phone of like 100 different things.
She said like do. Over 100 plus things in the strategy 37. So we need to keep an eye on this lady.
But also, I love it. Like several times when I was watching this, I was like, "Oh, is that in her strategy book?" I'm sorry, strategy phone. Like, let me correct myself.
We're gonna have to like make a list as we go through these episodes of which ones she's talking about. I swear to God, she's going from like 30 to 57 to 20. I can't keep up.
It keeps changing all the time.
Right. And then the last one who I definitely remember is Frank, the makeup artist.
Oh yeah.
So we got a cast, man.
This is actually like a really phenomenal cast, I think, because we have a lot of different walks of life, a lot of different backgrounds and stories that we know we're going to get into the nitty gritty of them all. But we already saw kind of Catherine kind of putting in this, like, she walked up next to Brian and was like, yeah, my family's ex-cons too. And then right to the detective, my parents are police officers and detectives too. And I'm like, okay, all right, I see you, Catherine.
Yeah, gotta keep an eye on that girl.
So we have the cast. I mean, how do you play the snake, right? What the heck's going on in this game? So basically how it's elaborated to everyone is you have to win the like medallion to be the snake, right? And then you basically go from a chain reaction from, oh, I pick you, and then you really go all the way to when there's a final two, and then the snake ends up picking who is safe. So it's basically an elimination of basically like a safety necklace, like a link. Basically you're basically picking your friends or allies or screwing someone over, or maybe you fucking hate somebody one day. Who knows, man? Like, I mean, it's just method of a game.
Yeah. I mean, I think the safety chain, I said this when we were watching it, is like safety chain definitely can work in kind of this aspect because it's continuously evolving, right? Like just because those people saved you the day before are not necessarily going to save you the next day. So it's an interesting dynamic for sure.
I agree. I don't think that's very safe in a game like this. If it's maybe like go back to like throwback to Challenge when they did something similar, they all knew each other, did multiple seasons together. So you had a little bit of safety chain. You do not have this in the game. This is brand new. These people do not know each other. Every single day changes.
That is a good point because you don't know who you're trusting. You don't know anything. So especially when it's day one, like this is the first episode ever. You have nothing to base any game off of. Like these people are creating their own strategy for this game. So our host, Jim Jeffries, did I pronounce that right? Because I don't even know if I know who Jim Jeffries is. Kristin, I know you're probably laughing at me. Okay, chill out.
No, I don't know how to pronounce it either, so it sounded great.
You've never seen this guy? Come on.
Right, whatever.
Yeah, we go way back, him and I. Best friends.
So this is a brand new host for me, and he did a pretty good job throughout the whole episode. I will give him props. I actually enjoyed him as a host. But he comes out, he basically, everyone opens their box, like, let's get going. And he basically asks who wants to choose, like, the group, like, who's ready to take this stand. And Lindsey, bro, like, is that your mom that just the first one?
Have you ever met her in real life? Of course.
So Mena,
I was like, no, Mena, no, but of course.
I mean, I could from the personalities, I guess, that you're getting from this entire episode, I could see why Mena would want to be like the individual that's like, maybe this is for something, right? I want to choose the 6 and let's go do it, right? So I kind of applaud it. Like, I don't know if I would have personally, but
it's not the social strategy I would choose, but it's very much her, and she's very much herself in the show, which I guess we get to see over a couple episodes.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're gonna see later in the episode. It matters. Like she gives her personality, and it matters at a specific moment. But so your mom comes up, she picks her group. It's McLean, Derek, Jacob. We got
Cody, and Amanda.
Cody, and Amanda.
So interesting group. What did we think about her choices here? I mean, I kind of was just all over the place, in my opinion. I didn't she picked a cop, right? Detective, like she picked kind of the ballpark ones, but you left the makeup artist, ex-con. What do you think, Kristin?
I was actually shocked at first a little bit because and I'm saying shocked before I get into like Mena here a little bit because I think that this is giving us a little bit of insight into who Mena is, which Lindsey has the pleasure of already knowing this. But I mean,
yeah, she's the best.
We have him saying, pick who you think is the strongest group here. And whereas, I mean, I was like, okay, these are some interesting choices. But I think, again, she realized there's going to be, who knows what type of strength we're talking about. We're often like consumed with like strength being like the brute strength, right? And so she's looking at this from all different angles, and I want a little bit from each category here. And I think that was really smart. And it showed immediately that Mena, not only is she brazen and is like, sign me up, I'm taking control, but she also has a brain behind her, and I like that.
Yeah, Lindsey, what did you think about your mom's decisions here?
Okay. So very much what you said, Kristen. She very much has a brain besides everything she's doing. She thinks everything through. If you know her in real life, she's not a big person. Like she's maybe 5'4", like 115 pounds. Like she's a teeny tiny person. She's smaller than I am. I'm maybe like 10 pounds higher than she is. Like we're small people, and so she tries to think through everything when it comes to what is strength. What does it think? Is it like brain? Which is what she mostly values, versus physical strength. And that's what
Okay.
she's kind of trying to do there. She's trying to evaluate every single thing. She looks at it from every single avenue like that. It's literally her job as a bounty hunter to do that.
Yeah, I
And
think
that's
she did a great job here.
Yeah, like that's a very respectful like way of looking at this point. Like I want to have a baseline so someone doesn't feel like that singled out. I mean, they're all gonna feel a little weird about it anyway right off the bat, but she's picking a group, man. Like she's just plucking, a strength here, not just single-handedly picking guys or something, right? So
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a group I would choose, but I get where she's coming from. Like she's so new to reality television. She's so excited about it. She's never seen this before. Like this is so new to her and she's very excited. So it makes a lot of sense coming from her perspective.
Which is crazy to hear because like, especially as people that kind of study these social strategy games, for her to come off right off the bat, sign up immediately to kind of get the whole spotlight on her, but then to have the knowledge to kind of pick from all different groups. It was a very smart thing to do. And I mean, I think it honestly, when I heard this whole like build the strength, like give us your strong people, it kind of made me instantly go to like, and this is showing my age a little bit, so nobody come for me, but Saved by the Bell, there was an episode where they were doing the cadets, where they were like trying to do the ROTC, and Zach Morris is like, I'm going to pick all the strong people over here, and I'm leaving all the nerds and the geeks over here. And then the guy was like, I'm on to you. You can now be in charge of the nerdy geeks over here, and I'm going to put somebody against you. So it's kind of like, that's where I said everybody kind of values, like when you think of strong, you think of brute strength, and that's not the case. And I love that about Mena.
Yeah, I mean, and girl, I know the episode. You're not that old. We're good.
Okay.
right.
I got this. Thank you. Austin's over here like, what? No idea.
Sorry, some of us are 30, okay?
Or
See, I guess I'm a baby because I don't think I've ever watched Saved by the Bell. Is that what you just said?
Yes. We'll fix that.
I know, I'm sorry.
We'll figure it out later.
We're about to reculture me. So we end up finding out that this 6 is gonna go have a great, dinner, have time to talk it over. But what they don't find out is the other group is literally gonna go play for the snake, basically for safety. So that entire group. So I believe we got Jacob.
Nope, Jacob's in the other one.
Oh no, so it's Frank. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then we got Devontae, Brian, Jack. Is it
Brett, Jordan,
it's Brett, yeah.
Yep.
And Alyssa.
And then Alyssa, you're right. Yep. So we have this entire group, and they're going to basically play this, basically an immunity, right? They're going for the amulet. And the challenge is, how can you bluff having an amulet, basically? And everyone else has snakes except for one person. I don't know if I would have been in there trying to feel up snakes, but some of these people you could definitely start telling after they got told, like, I don't know what I just signed up for, man. This thing's gonna bite me.
See, this is for me. Immediately no. I'm not gonna feel inside my box. I'm gonna look at everybody else, and like you guys know, I may or may not have it in here, so it's on you. You're gonna figure it out. Yeah, I'm not doing that. There's definitely not happening.
Okay, so like behind the scenes, like Mena could have totally have handled that situation. My dad would have freaked that whatever curse word you want out. He would have left her to take care of it by himself. He left us as children and deal with snakes. So it would not have been a thing. So I'm glad she wasn't there, but she wouldn't handle it way better than anybody else could.
So basically they bluff their thing, do whatever they want to do to, signify if they have an amulet or whatever. And then they have the opportunity now to swap their like chest with another contestant. And they start with Devontae. Now he basically goes for Catherine right off the bat. He's like, she's playing this poker game. They switch. Basically Jordan's like, I'm not moving mine. we have Brett who switches it with Jack. I'm pretty sure, and then bam, you got Catherine right back at her old one, and I think we have Alyssa who's just kind of brain fog. She's like, I don't even know where I'm at. Like,
she didn't even know she was
confused.
she
That's my notes. Alyssa equals confused is my notes.
She's like, I don't even know what I'm feeling for, but okay.
Hey, everyone's got their strategy, right? She's just confused and there.
You know what? If she wins, good for her. We're all
right. Yeah, she'd be $100,000 richer than me.
Right.
Agreed.
But then we basically get to where Brian has the ultimate last decision, right? He's going between Jordan, who kept her case, like, why would anyone do this? Chest, whatever you want to call it. And then you got Catherine, who just took her chest back. As soon as he's about to pick, Catherine comes out of nowhere with some crazy strategy of, here, take it. I literally have it. I am giving this to you on a golden platter, dude. Like, take my amulet.
So did you all expect that? Because I did not.
When she said that, I was like, she doesn't have it because she's just trying to get him to screw up or something. But that was an interesting, like, just she went right at him as soon as.
Well, and it's what's interesting though too is, again, like I brought up Mena kind of thinking these things already out, and this is a brand new show. They have yet to see how this blueprint works. But obviously, this is a game of like not only bluffing, but like creating those friendships and those relationships that are going to save you coming back around. So she may not want all the blood on her hands, but she's like, let me give you something to like protect me later kind of situation. Yeah. I thought that was a really smart idea from her to do that.
Yeah. And she literally wasn't lying because we find out Brian swaps with Jordan and she has the amulet. She was literally telling the truth to Brian like the entire time. I mean, I understand it. Like she was like, I want to make an ally here. Mm-hmm. I'll just tell you. And if you don't take it, you don't believe me, like whatever, it's mine now. Like,
right.
I mean, strategy wise, I think it's a good move. I just didn't expect it as a viewer.
I definitely did not. And I actually thought she was bluffing for some reason. I had no idea she had it.
But also, let's talk about Jordan's strategy about this too, because I mean, Jordan knows that she has the snake. So, like, are you just hoping that you're going to get lucky and somebody's going to swap with you and they had the medallion? Because they're not going to swap if they have the medallion.
Yeah, they're not going to swap.
So I was kind of like taken back by Jordan's approach here.
It's the same approach as Alyssa, right? She just did the same exact thing.
I mean, I guess, but if you're wanting the medallion, Jordan, that's not working out for you.
Yeah, my notes are Jordan equals question mark. So I don't even know how making a strategy at this point.
Maybe she was thinking someone would switch with her because she had it or something, and then it would get switched again. I don't know. Like it. Jack literally thought he had it, and it was a goddamn snake in there. So that's just crazy.
I love that he thought he had it, but didn't feel the snake, but didn't actually feel the medallion either. So it's kind of interesting.
Okay, would you guys have felt the snake?
No, I'm not sticking my hand in there.
You did not stick your hand in there, Kristin?
No. I'm watching everybody else, and then I'm going to be like, well, take your hand with my box. I don't know.
Okay. What do you think? Would you stick your hand in?
I would absolutely be sticking it in, but I'd probably not be in there for long. I'd be like, yeah, I felt it. I felt that amulet. You know what I mean? It was there.
Cool.
I don't want to touch it, though.
Yeah, it's in there. I don't want to touch it. It's fine.
It might have just hissed at me or something. I'm good.
But also, there is a kind of a strategy behind that if you aren't fearful of snakes, right? Like you could own 20,000 snakes at home and like be this reptile person that you could do the same thing, be like, oh my gosh, there's a snake in there, and you actually have the medallion. So there is strategy behind that as well, and we'll see if that comes up later on.
Well, yeah, I'd like to see that comes up later on the show. I'm not afraid of snakes. I just think them touching me. It's like.
Especially not knowing what you're about to touch. You know what I mean? Like you don't know if it's staring at you as your hands going in there.
Why did you even say staring at me? I didn't think of that.
Like, what if they're biting you? I don't need. No, I'm good. We're not doing this.
Think of them staring at me. I was thinking touching. Dang it.
Yeah, absolutely no. Absolutely
I'm sorry. We can move on from the snakes then.
Let's move on.
Okay, yeah. Chris and I are on a different team than you now.
So they come back with the host, and the host is basically like, hey guys, so you guys just had a great dinner, you guys chatted it up, everyone thanked, Mena for saving them for some reason for dinner. And then bam, oh, they actually just went for immunity. Everyone was like, oh. And then Mena, I'm pretty sure they cut right to her, and she's like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah. Mom knew right away.
So they announced who won, and everyone's like extremely shocked because obviously Catherine just owned everybody in that the circle. And she's like, oh, you guys got to watch out for me now. I mean, are we scared as a group of Catherine as soon as she comes back with that amulet? Because I kind of was. I was like, damn.
She's my winner pick. I think she has a huge thing to go really far. Because I watched my mom's face, and Mena was scared. And she's like, oh, I don't like this lady. I was like, oh, all right then.
I said the same thing too, Lindsay, that I don't know if she necessarily wins. I do think it's going to come up and bite her in the butt eventually. But I do think that she has the tools. It seems like she has really set herself up well to kind of get out of any kind of tricky situation. Maybe she's like a last minute save or something like that. So I don't know if she wins. It's a good possibility, but it's interesting to see because I think she does go far.
So it's exactly what my husband said as well, Kristin. When I was telling him I think she's going to win. That's what he said.
We're best buds already.
Yeah. You guys can talk all day now. You guys are unveiled. So they basically get toured of the place, the whole house. They're basically starting to fit in, right, in the actual social game of the entire game. And, I mean, we catch some good clips. I think I wrote a few down, like, Brian's basically bragging about 22 felonies, I guess you should call it.
Yeah, we all heard that one. To hear my mom as a bail bondsman and my dad as a criminal defense attorney hear this, is like, oh my god, they're like just like having their thoughts right now.
Derek's like, cool story, bro. That's crazy that they let you on here.
The detective's like, let me make mental note of this for after we get off the show.
They're like, I was literally thinking, like, who are my parents texting right now to get you arrested? Like, we're already there now.
But also, I mean, as you're bringing this up, though, Austin, too, we do start to see, like, these groups breaking off a little bit, too.
Yes.
So we are starting to see them, like, just chatting it up. We are starting to see real things form here. I saw, obviously, there were 3 main groups that they kind of focused on. We have our bros that Austin's like, bros. But we also have Catherine and Brian and Jordan. They're not necessarily together, but it's being brought up. Like, Brian, I don't want to save you because I don't want us to come across as anything, but I'm going to tell Jordan to save you because I think we're like golden. And I found that interesting that they didn't want to come, like they weren't congregating together. But the other 3 was Amanda, Derek, and Jacob, which was that's an interesting trio there.
Yeah. So what do both of you, Austin and Kristin, think about the trios? Because I was wondering about that too.
Yeah, I think right off the bat, it's a good strategy in this type of game because you just want to make sure if you get picked, your next guy is picked, and then the third, basically, right? Like, you want allies as soon as this game's starting, and if you can get a quick niche of a 3 group, at least to start, like, you're feeling good. Like, the bros, basically, that I was calling them, Jack, Brett, and then Devontae's in
bros.
They like, fist bump, bro, let's do this. Let's flirt with all the women and pick each other at the ceremony, basically. And then the first 3 that we basically will see later getting picked, we got Brian, it's Catherine, obviously, and then Jordan. We're like, oh, Catherine basically tells Jordan, and then she tells, Brian the same thing, that Jordan should pick her. Like, people are already starting to line up all these alliances. So in my opinion, I'm liking the trio, like, strategy off the start. Like, you need to connect. Not like Macklin, who basically was like, I'm going to do a completely different strategy here. Or McLean.
No, but you can compare it to Survivor when you go on a tribe, because they all do, like, 3 tribe seasons now. Need, like, 8 people, or certain tribes you need 4 of 6, or 3 tribes. You get 4, you're good. It seems kind of like a good way to do, kind of similar to that.
Yeah. I mean, it was interesting because, like, I mean, we are going to end up getting to that where the safety chain or whatever, what do you call it, a chain reaction comes into play, that we are going to see that this trio situation comes majorly for those people that are
for
involved.
sure. It can be very relevant.
Yes.
It's a note play for later.
Well, I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves there, but yeah, no, we're definitely going to see that come into play. But also, Catherine, we see, because we're going to get little clips later, but what she does say right off the bat is she went to Frank too, And Frank, he's like, I don't believe this. I don't believe this bitch from like 2 ways from Sunday. Like, he's like, not happening. But I mean, you got to try. I mean, you have to take what you can get in this game right off the bat. So
Frank with the bullshit detector. I love it. The dude's already eyeing everyone.
Well, this is why I think Catherine is a potential winner or a potential, like, really, like, you know, top 2, top 3. Because what you just said, Kristin, about them talking about her. Then you also heard Mena say, I don't trust the girl with the red dress. I don't feel like good reads from her. And Mom's best. But she might have been wrong on that read here. And it was said multiple times.
Yeah.
I mean, in general, we're getting a lot of content from her and Jacob right off the bat. I felt like lots of, and Jacob was more like forced than Catherine, obviously, because she won. So makes me start to think like, hey, they might be some contenders for this game. Brian gets brought up quite a bit. I mean, I personally am going to be rooting for Brian. I don't know who you're rooting for, Kristin, but Brian cracks me the hell up. I think he's relatable as hell.
Oh, I have my stars. Okay.
Ooh.
So I have Cody, my good sweet golden retriever, sweet but definitely not savvy. We have Jack, who's our nonprofit director. My little note next to him is the good old boy. And then I do have a half star for 2 of these people because I don't know which one's going to come out in front yet. But I love Frank because he is hilarious right off the bat.
Yes.
Just very good energy coming from Frank. But also Derek is kind of a silent, but you see him starting to work. So I'm like, I have Frank, his little note was he's hilarious and just like very out there and, you know, just making those good vibes versus Derek, who's kind of like our Derek Levasseur that we saw in Big Brother, who is also a detective. And he's very like kind of back looking at everything, taking everything in. So
excellent point.
Interesting people for sure right off the bat. Those were my people. Mena's up there too, but definitely not. I was like, Mena, I'm a little worried for you right now.
Mom came off too strong. That's what happened.
I'm not saying she can't recover because I know that.
I told her not to come off too strong.
And what does she do? The first one.
I volunteer as tribute.
Like, Mom, no.
You Hunger Games get out of that.
It makes for good TV. Come on. Mena knew it was up.
We love it.
No, she doesn't. She does not know how to do TV. This is very, very new to her. We were on Instagram lessons for like 6 hours for the last day.
She's just trying to figure out how to log in for.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh
She's the best, but social media is very new to her, and her game strategy is very new to her. So she's very much being her authentic, her actual self, not like maybe people that are interested in reality TV would be on this podcast or go on TV shows.
Yeah, so I think past this first section of groups, we start to break into like the show basically being like, hey, this might be some of the players you're gonna see at the bottom because we start seeing like, let me see here, we got Cody basically wanting Derek to like play the game with them, and you just keep seeing it over and over and over. Where Kristin's basically making the puppy reference here, like. Derek's basically like, Cody, can you get the fuck away from me? Like, I've had enough of you, dude.
Get out of here.
Go lay down. That's what he's telling him. Is the golden retriever? Go lay down. I don't know right now.
But this is also where we start to see the Brett come into play, right? Like it's Kaylee that comes up to Brett and is literally flirting with the dude, and he's like, earlier he was like, I'm trying to be the flirty dude, and now he's like, this chick's so coming on me strong, I'll just play along, but hell no. Like that had me cracking up.
Because instantly it's not flirting, it's fatal attraction. This was fatal attraction.
You said it perfectly. Fatal attraction.
It was stage 5 clinger meets fatal attraction, and Brett was like, I can't even fake this. It's not happening.
Oh, it was disaster meets disaster.
Yes, it was so bad. But also, can we leave the police vest at home next time? That might help.
I think it's great. Also, like, is that fake? It has to be fake, right? Like, you can't actually bring that on from here.
She went to Spirit Halloween before the show.
Spirit Halloween, stop. The dressing department's like, hey, so we just got this real quick. We know you're a police officer. Like, just keep that thing on you. It's, got a vest in there and everything. You're
never
good.
Take off.
We're talking about the fake police vest. We're gonna get flagged.
Right. Now we're with it. Make sure you like go in the pool with it. We need people to know that you are a police officer.
Hey,
Period.
It's a life vest. It's for your safety in a public pool. Okay, it's not you survive if you drown.
It's not just a costume. It's life-saving.
No,
cool.
it inflates. That's how you live.
It's a lifestyle, Kristin. Get it right. Come on.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Not with this.
But Brett also comes in a whole different light here. Mena basically has her whole entire confessional here stating, yo, I need to relate to somebody because nobody's talking to me. So what does she do? She has a good conversation with Brett. And Brett's actually like, I thought Brett would write her off from the earlier, but he's having a great convo with Mena here. Like, yeah, I eat good food too, blah, blah, blah. Like, were we shocked that Brett was kind of giving Mena the time of day here?
I was a little bit. I mean, but also I think that this again goes to show in a lot of these social strategy type of games that this is still a social experiment. So you can't really shut the door on people, even though Mena didn't pick him the day before. Yeah. She may come back and she may need him too. She didn't pick him, but maybe she needs him, which she does. And so this is why evidence number one of why you never shut a door on somebody when you're playing a game.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent advice, Kristin. Agree. Never shut a door.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm the pro. not a pro. Never been on a show.
More a pro than I am.
Never been on a show, but it's fine.
So we basically end it from here. It's everyone's kind of chatting it up like, oh, we have this event tonight. We're going to eliminate somebody. Oh my God, are you ready? Blah, blah, blah. And we get outside to the entire studio where they're going to eliminate someone. And they're all just standing there, like looking like nervous. They're gonna cry, and then good old Catherine's up there on her podium, like this, and then cries.
She's
like
the whole herself. She's good.
But immediately all of us are clocking it. So I'm hoping the contestants are clocking this too. That literally, I mean, granted, they don't know that she has her strategy phone, but. Like that's immediately we were like, okay, like this crying, you're like not even 12 hours in. What strategy number is this in your phone? You know what I mean? And immediately she's like, I deserve an Oscar. And I'm like, no, you do not.
Okay, let's touch back on this after we finish the podcast at the very end because I have comments on that and we'll get back to that one.
All right. Yeah, bring it up for sure. So she faked cries, wins everyone over for feeling bad for her. And then they start the entire chain. So I mean, we start to see some of those alliances, right, that we talked earlier. So basically, Catherine picks Jordan. Jordan picks Brian. Brian says that he has a man crush and then picks Frank. We got Frank picking Alyssa. Alyssa picks Jack. And then this is literally where another trio comes into play, right? Like the bros basically all pick each other.
They all go.
This is where it started to get interesting to me because Brett – you're thinking maybe Kaylee because she's got a thing for you, right? Fatal Attraction. Come on now. Maybe
why you don't pick her.
You gotta pick. Hold on. Let's take a second. I actually thought it would have been a good idea to keep Kaylee in for Brett because, to be honest, she's gonna do everything for him, like pick him all the time, like you know what I mean. Like I would assume that's a good pick.
Yeah, fair strategy point because she doesn't seem to have other strategy besides being interested in him from what we're known. But so it's a vote for you. It's somebody to pick you when we.
The reason why I say this is bad news bears, is literally as we're watching this episode when he doesn't pick her and he actually picks Mena, who is next on the safety chain. I texted our group. I was like, Mena better look out. Fatal Attraction's coming because this is why you don't bring her. You keep her around.
I'm going to stay safe.
You keep her around and then like some other girl's going to be fighting for his. She's going to like smother him with a pillow. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. As a two survivor to say I would have voted off my mom. Yeah, I would let her go to kept Kaylee.
So, I mean, I guess it's not too surprising because we see like, she starts to build that relationship with Brett. And then, Mena gets picked, and then she picks Amanda. Amanda picks Jacob. Jacob, picks Derek. That's the other alliance.
The other trio, yeah.
And then you end up having the final three here. You got Cody, Mac, and Kaylee, right?
I like how you shorted to Mac because you can't say my claim.
Bro, I have a terrible, for certain names, certain words, man, I can never pronounce it correctly.
Okay,
like I say,
don't make us laugh here. We're trying to be professional.
Totally. But yes, Mac it is. Now Mac.
It's got to be Mac for me.
Okay,
But,
Mac forever.
Mac forever.
We got 3 contestants to choose from, basically. So, I mean, what are we thinking here? Like, we're watching this. There's 3 left. Speak to me. What are you thinking gonna go home, basically?
I instantly was like, I don't care anybody but Cody because I love that little golden retriever. Like, I want to see him go farther. And I mean, I wanted just Cody to, I didn't care out of the 2, honestly. So I was kind of hoping that Derek would kind of pick up on that. We know that was kind of like a, oh my gosh, please leave me alone type of moment. So I wasn't technically sure. But I think giving what Derek, who we saw him interact with, I thought that maybe Cody had a better chance. I even called it out. I was like, I think he's saving Cody here. Right. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely the more like gut punch is what happens after Cody.
Yeah. I agree with you, Kristin. I wanted Cody to be saved here too. I don't really have anybody I thought was going to go home because honestly, my husband and I were still in shock that our mom didn't go home. We were just like, how did she survive this episode? Like, we were mostly in that phase. Like, both of us looking at each other like, oh, she's still there. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're all still in shock in this room, and my mom's just still nervous. Like, she thinks she's still going to go home first or something. So Cody ends up getting picked here, and I mean, I felt like most people were figuring that one out. But then you go right back to Catherine. Like, now she has to decide who's the first person booted off ever, the snake, right? And she literally has a cutscene where she's telling Kaylee, like, oh, you're never going home. I'd never send you home. And then basically boots her ass right out. And I'm like, wow, that's like right off the bat, you are a snake.
Literally said she wouldn't do it. It was the first one.
See, when she says this to this poor girl, I'm like, kiss of death. Kiss of death.
You knew. It's gonna happen.
I mean, just from reality shows and stuff, like watching reality shows, it's always like, I feel really comfortable in this tribal council. Oh, I made alliances with half the house. I'm not going home. It's always the kiss of death. And so when she's like, we made a deal, I'm definitely not getting sent home. I'm like, kiss of death. Kiss of death.
Oh, baby, here you go. Bye-bye.
Yeah, right. Right out the door, love.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. But she didn't leave quietly. She's like, am I allowed to talk? I love that she like doubled back around.
I did too. I thought it was really fun.
Yeah, so she pretty much bit her, walked out, told everyone to watch out for, you know, she didn't name drop, but people are lying, and left. And we pretty much got a preview. And I mean, that was the snake episode 1 in a nutshell, right? What did we think about the actual like chain reactions like game of the show though? Like, how do we feel about that being implemented into how someone goes home?
Kristin, you go ahead.
I said it earlier. I think I'm not a fan of safety chains. I've never been a fan of safety chains because if I'm going on a show and spending time away from my family, I don't want to go home based on luck. I want to go home based on something I didn't do, not just who I didn't make friends with or who's mad at me that day. But I think because of this show, how each day there's a new snake. And so your safety chain that worked yesterday may not work today. And so you're constantly, like I was mentioning, you can't shut doors on people. You're constantly having to build those relationships. So I think that this is going to work. It's going to be interesting to see for sure, because you're going to have to continue to build these bonds and play the safety chain, if you will, every day. It's not just like I made my friends and now I'm good every time, because you don't know who's going to be the snake the next day. So
agreed with you on that one. I think the strategy that we saw in the first episode kind of makes sense with the trios. I want to build multiple trios, at least one, if not multiple, and just have that, because if somebody's a snake, somebody's at the bottom. If you have 1 trio, 2 trios, and kind of trickle down. That kind of be what I'd be going for strategy wise.
No, those are both great outlooks on this, because I mean, we proved the point that we made a little earlier. Like, you need to have some sort of connection at this point to get you by just the first day. And unfortunately, one person didn't have the connection that she thought she had, right? I mean, she basically dove all in on it and was a little too much, and Fatal Attraction got fatally executed here.
So Austin and Kristin, are you my trio? Like, can we lock this in?
Oh, locked in, definitely.
I got the pinky. I'm going.
I don't know. Wait, you gotta do it like that.
I got you, and you got you.
Okay, let's vote fair play off first. Just
Damn, that's a crazy one. He's gonna come back
no,
for
we'll
you.
keep it until later.
I would have done it. I do want to bring up here too. I mean, we end this episode with another. Hopefully not a kiss of death here, but we hear Catherine basically call herself the puppet master,
Oh my
and
God.
like I'm like kind of going back over to other reality shows as we heard Paul from Big Brother call himself the puppet master, and that didn't necessarily work out because eventually you're gonna get where people can't trust you at all. They don't want to, you know what I mean? They're not going to end up saving you. And I think that this might be what bites her in the butt. Like what we were talking about, Lindsay, that later on it's going to be like, you've played me enough. You've played me enough. And now I'm done. Like you're not pulling my strings anymore.
You're totally right with Paul. I just saw you got in House of Villains. Like, who wants to deal with this guy? But that's definitely how it got too far in 2 seasons. Very good point.
Yeah, for sure.
We're seeing a lot of good previews in that last like exit before like the show officially stopped for episode 1. Like you had Devontae sitting there like halftime, like what in the hell are these chicks yelling about?
He's
Catherine's
like,
running out.
Yelling about? He's like going nuts. So funny.
There's a lot. Like I can see drama on this cast. Like if we're gonna go into like what we expect for this season, I can see some drama stirring on this cast.
But also, really good point here. We get another cast member. Like we have another person coming into this whole cast out of the box. Are they there for the season? Are they there for just like an episode or a challenge? I want to see more. Like what's going to happen with this new, and then like, is it going to happen every time somebody's eliminated too? So this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I told Mom before she's going on the show to be aware because like it's very popular with like Deal or Don't Deal Island or Traders, other shows that you can have somebody that's really popular like Survivor or something else just like kind of pop in. Be aware of that. So I'm just curious to see if we see this later on the season.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure she's lucky to have you basically giving her some advice too if she's never seen it, but like a reality show before, right?
She's never seen a reality show besides Traders, and she loves Traders. So everybody tell me
to be
Traders.
Okay. Well, Austin, go ahead.
I literally compared this kind of to Traders of the entire social game. Like that's how it felt kind of to me. Like, oh, they're just building relationships, and you basically just one person's gonna get unlucky and have to go home. So that's a great watch actually that she watched out of all the shows I can think of.
This is the first one she clicked on and she's obsessed with it. I try to get her to watch Survivor, Amazing Race, other stuff, but no, she's obsessed with Traders. So spread the Traders for my mom, Mena. That is the show she would love to do after this if there's an opportunity. Like she's obsessed with it. Even though I try to get her on Survivor, but whatever.
So I guess
go ahead.
No,
I was gonna say I want to come back to what Lindsay. She said she was going to bring up something at the end of the show, and I want to hear.
What you got, Lindsay?
Okay, so I do know who my mom told me to follow on social media, and she said McLean is super funny, and she said ex-con, blanking on his name, super funny, and everyone should, everybody follow both of them. They're really, really funny, and she would just super suggest that, like very nice cast people to work with.
Oh, good.
So that was that's like her friend that she made pretty much right on episode 1.
Well, the whole cast is super close. They have all a group message and everything. And, those are the two that she said, like, I was trying to teach her social media for, like, multiple hours the last 2 weeks. And those are the two. She's like, make sure you follow them. I was like, okay.
All right, I'm going to totally overanalyze this. Either go follow them because they didn't last very long and she feels bad, or go follow them because they did really well.
I thought McLean was going to lose tonight because she said that. I was literally thinking the same thing.
Right. So we're going to have to stay tuned because this could, who knows what this could mean.
No spoilers on here. Come on.
Yeah, no spoilers. I have no idea. I've asked her purposely not to tell me, so I have no idea.
Oh, yeah. No, I believe it. So I guess the closest thing out, like, what did we think overall, episode 1 of The Snake? I mean, personally, I thought that was first off, funny. I thought this cast was funny. Second off, crazy group of people. When I seen OnlyFans chick, Alyssa, I'm like, what in the heck? They pulled people.
Mom asked me what OnlyFans was.
What's that?
Mena asked me what OnlyFans was. She didn't know.
Yeah, well, Mena probably was like, what profession is that?
She did not know.
Like, what did everyone think about the episode in a whole? Like, just
My
a
parents
quick.
are old, okay? Go with that one.
Lindsay, you kick us off. What was it like to see your mom on here? And like, what were your thoughts on the show? I want to hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah.
Most of all, is really exciting to see her on it because she's really excited to be on it. We all want to support her. I know she's worried about people letting people down or over exciting people, or whether she wins or doesn't. Like, she feels a lot of pressure there. So mostly just trying to give her support and excitement just to enjoy the season and know that she did a really huge thing. We're so proud of her for doing that. And just from she had a watch party in Oklahoma City tonight. My husband and I live in Dallas, so we didn't go. My sister has really young kids. My brother, I think he went as well. I think he did went, but I think he's the only one. With her, my dad, and she's really excited to have that as all of her friends and all these people, and she's really excited. And all she really feels is that no matter how well or bad she does in the show, she doesn't want anybody to feel like she let them down. So we're really just trying to encourage her all the time.
I mean, I think if she went out tonight, Mena made a name for herself because, like, it takes guts to go up and be like, I'm going volunteering first. So I think regardless of her outcome, she did. So regardless of the outcome, she should be very proud. And I'm sure you guys are, as her family are as well. So
we are. We're very, very proud of her. She's the best mom there ever could be. My dad is also great as well. They're a great couple. They're married for a very long time. Oh my God, they're old. A long time.
I was proud of her for being herself, basically, and recouping what could have been bad this episode for her, and made the connection she needed to. Like, that's why I'm probably gonna end up really enjoying the season as we watch, because we're gonna see a lot of people really having to trust each other throughout this as like the social experiment.
Yeah. And she lives in Oklahoma City and just south of it with my dad in their house. They just moved a couple of years ago. And so they live just south of Oklahoma City, which is the most known place for tornadoes. So keep an eye on that one. But it is very not TV industry. It's very not doing what you and I are talking about. Like, she was terrified for the show being aired. I was really scared and terrified to talk to you guys. So it's very much new to us. Like, Oklahoma is a very small population. I live in Dallas now, but still very scared. So thank you guys so much. You've been so awesome.
Yeah, this was fun. I enjoyed this conversation, actually.
And
actually, okay.
No, we have so many more to look forward to too, because I do agree with you also. I think this is a very interesting concept for a reality show. I'm interested to see more and see how this continues on. So I'm excited for the rest of our talks for the season.
Yeah. And I think that's a great
if you want. Let's go.
I'm down. So I think that's a great time to wrap this up. I mean, we're about to experience another player next week. We're about to experience a lot more drama. And I mean, lots of cockroaches, as I seen right at the last minute there with Devontae basically screaming for the Holy Grail.
Okay, I can give you way more details post this season. I don't think we can talk now. But yeah, for sure, if you want episodes for sure post season, I would love to chat to you guys again.
That's gonna be like the after show, right? The after show.
Yeah, after show.
All right.
If you want me on before that, I mean, I'm here.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely be talking. So that's really it, guys. We'll see you guys next week on the Reality Aftershow.
All right, cool.
Bye.
Thanks, Kristin. Thanks, Austin. Bye, guys.